start our small journey together. And the main topic that I would like to share with you is how to build a more fair, equitable scientific community. All of you came from university and academic environment. So let's share some ideas about our identity and how many characteristics can compose our identity, which is not just one. It could be more than one single identity. And let's see how this approach can help us in building a more fair, equitable scientific community. This is my main goal. So, who we are, Libellula Foundation was born with the aim of acting on a cultural level to face violence and gender stereotypes. But at the same time, we are opening our focus, which remains still gender, and we add some other dimension about identity and discrimination. So we have an intersectional approach, gender together with age, gender together with difference of cultural or ethnicity, or gender and other dimension related to disabilities, for instance. So we work, as already Aurora said, with companies, and this is our network, about more than 100 big medium company, but the main clients, customer about Fondazione Libellula are multinational, Italian chapter of multinational companies. This is our network, which sustain us. The topics of the day, what we are going to speak about in a very deep way right now. So I would like to increase, I have this pretension, okay, I would like to increase your awareness about our multiple identities, especially in relation to other subjects that exist, that cohabit, that occupy the same ecosystem, organization or university or whatever, social ecosystem. I would like to share some basic ideas about privilege, majority versus minority groups, diversity, inclusion, and equity, which is one of the main concepts when we talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And then I will ask you how to create a sense of belonging to a community. So, and we will use your smartphone. So please, I will just remember you to have your smartphone together with you, because I will give some instruction how to use it in order to interact even from distance. So, tips of the day. Let's build safe space during this small trip together. And the tips of the day, let's listen to one another. So let's listen in individual way. So I will need to activate my capacity to listen to me, to understand my needs. But at the same time, my suggestion is listen to others' needs, other desire in a collective way. So this shift from an individual dimension to a collective one. Let's share our ideas and let's participate to this seminar, to this small trip, without any judgment, with respect for every kind of opinion. We are here just for that, just to share, respecting other people. And please, doing that with a sense of individual and collective responsibility. let's be curious and let's even have fun, I hope. Huh? So, if everything is clear, if you agree to this safe space and tips of the days, we can start. And if there are, sorry, any doubts, question, I'm here, and please ask me, interrupt me. I really would like to hear from your voice. Okay, so go ahead.
Yes, will do. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Aurora, if you want to add something, please do it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. I don't see anyone and anything because I'm sharing my presentation. So really, please intervene and enter and say to me, Valentina, I don't understand. I would like to ask you this or that. Please do it. Okay. So, multiple identities. What does it mean exactly? And I will start directly with your opinion. So, let's take your smartphone, please, and just give me 1 second. I will share this instruction, and with your smartphone, please use this QR code with your smartphone, or if you can't use your photo camera for any reason, you can go to the website www.menti.com and enter the code 83482218. So I'll give you some second to use this QR code. And please maintain this website on because there will be until the end of my presentation other interaction moments.
Thank you, Valentina. In the meantime, that we wait for the colleagues to join on the Mentimeter, so on menti.com. I just say to Felicesmi, who just joined, that we just started Valentina Sorbi presentation on inclusion. And as we did last week, there is the Mentimeter to survey. So
Okay.
please go online. Thank you, Valentina. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Aurora.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, so just give me a signal that you have already done with this QR code. Yeah, and I can share the question. Tell me if you need more time. I can go back, of course. So the first question, which is anonymous, you can write whatever you want because respecting other people and opinion, of course, but these kind of interaction are completely anonymous. So nor your name or surname will appear on the screen. So be free, really. And what does identity mean to you? I don't want your definition. I'm not here to put you some notes. Absolutely not. I'm not a teacher. I'm a trainer. I would like your perception. So, what does identity mean to you? If you have some difficulty to answer, I can share again the QR code. Please tell me. I don't see any answers. Maybe do you need more time to capture the QR code? Here we go. Here we are. And then I'm asking you to what I am. Perfect. Yes, exactly. Yeah. This is the kind of answer I would like. Don't put your name if you don't. Don't. It's not compulsory. I was telling you that this instrument, Mentimeter, can guarantee perfect your origin, what you are, what I am, what defines me. your composition, your origin. Yes, perfect. 3 people answered. Good. Many thanks. I was telling that this kind of instrument can guarantee your anonymous. Yeah. So, other answer? Let's see. My character, my clan. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. So 5 people answered. So origin, composition, clan, what you are, what I am, my character, what defines cultural backgrounds. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Do you see how many definition about identity came out from your different perception and point of view? It's pretty interesting for me. Many thanks. I will pass to the follow answer. What does diversity mean to you? Before was identity, now diversity. And I don't want that definition. I really just want your perception. Because diversity for me can mean lots of things, but for you is completely another thing, diversity. So what does diversity mean to you? The code is the same. You have to refresh your page, maybe, if there are some problems. So what does diversity mean to you? Which kind of diversity I'm using to stay with? Okay. Richness. Diversity mean to you richness. Why not? Yeah, I absolutely agree, of course, because this is my job to create richness when diversity is coexist, interact together. So richness, other people, please participate. Broad thinking, nice. Broad thinking. Okay. Different backgrounds again. Yeah, sounds good. It makes sense. Different ethnicities. Choices. Scelte in Italian. Yeah. Choices. Yes. Beauty. Yeah. Unknown. Yeah. The diversity could also mean the unknown. Yes, of course. Yeah. Okay, 4 people, 5 different elements. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's wait another second. And then, okay. So I will go to the, okay, 6 people. Yeah. Even before 6 people. Mixture. Yeah. Okay. Different ethnicity, richness, beauty, broad thinking, unknown, choices, different backgrounds, different elements, and mixture. Yeah. So the last question for this first step, which attitudes do you adopt in the meeting with diversity? Which kind of attitude or attitudes do you adopt when you meet, when you see diversity in your opinion, in your perception, which is different from mine? Because for me, the concept of diversity has completely another sense, maybe, compared to your. So my aptitude will be maybe another. Calmness. Yeah. Let's see. Other answer. Calmness, curiosity. Yeah, many thanks. Again, only 2 people answered. Waiting for at least other 4. Thanks a lot. Curiosity, joy to learn, surprise. Yes. Okay, at least other 3 answers. To remain fair with other answer. Acceptance. Yeah. Why not? Thanks. Other 2. Okay. Maybe there are other 2 answers to this question. Otherwise, I will pass to my presentation again. Okay. Many thanks. It still remain this signal. I don't know how to eliminate, but by the way. Okay. So, many thanks. And right now, let's see together what identity mean. I mean, you have done you have written your definition about identity and diversity. Right now, we are going to give
something.
Please, if you don't use your microphone to speak with me, Susan, could you turn off? Thanks a lot. Just turn on when you want to speak. Thanks a lot. Otherwise, I will hear some noise. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Identity. So, identity is the perception that each individual, each subject has about him or herself based on a set of personal data or characteristics, both physical, psychological, social, etc., that allow the exactly identification that guarantee the authenticity, the specificity of a subject, of an individual. Let's think about your ID card. What kind of elements are present in your ID card? Would you like just to share with me by your own voice? How many? Who want to speak? How many characteristics there are in your ID card, for instance? Don't be shy. You're not. I don't think you're shy. I will call someone in a very democratic way. Prof. Kaya Siraye, please. It would be a pleasure to hear from you.
Thank you very much. As you said in my ID, of course, my identity is my name.
Name?
My name.
Yeah, exactly. It's the first, my name and surname. Yeah.
The company of my work.
Yeah. Yeah.
The designation, my designation.
Yeah.
The address, telephone contacts.
Yeah.
And the logo of my company.
Yeah.
Clearly specifies my company of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that one can clearly lead someone to my identity.
Yes. This is thanks a lot. Exactly. Yeah. Other people would like to add something to what Prof. Kaya said? Thanks a lot. Thinking about your Eve. I see a green. Oh, no, maybe no. We don't listen to you here. Sorry. I don't want. Yes, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, right now, yes, please.
Okay. So, I think identity can find the place of birth
Yes.
and address. Of course, the name is compulsory. Yeah, on that. And the number also. Number of my ID.
Yes.
It's like a registration number. Yeah.
Yes, the place and the date of birth, exactly. Your ID number and other characteristics, other elements. Yes, exactly. Thanks, Eve. Thanks a lot. I will share again my presentation. Okay, exactly. So this set of personal data, let's think about your ID card. So there are some data that describe your physical aspects, your social environment, your company, where do you live, your place and date of birth. This consciousness, the identity is very linked, related to your consciousness, to your awareness of existing as a person in relation to other person that inhabits the same social ecosystem and that forms some social group. Your clan, as you wrote, your family, your company, your university, your country, etc., etc., etc. So it's a kind of mutual recognition between two individual and the social ecosystem, business or scientific ecosystem. Okay. Identity, as you wrote, because you wrote that, answer to the question, who am I? But who am I? Did you remember this mutual recognition between the subject and the ecosystem, or two groups, or this mutual two-way answer to this question, who am I? And I add, who am I in relation to other people? And other people, who are they in relation to me? This is mutual recognition, consciousness about my own identity that is determined just in comparison with other identities. And this mutual recognition, consciousness, is absolutely useful to place ourselves into the social space. That's why we are talking about a collective identity, because when you belong to a group, this group is composed of individual person, individual subject, but that together can compose and form a group, a clan, as you wrote. And of course, identity can vary according to the context. When I am a white woman, when I'm in Italy, I belong to the majority group if I take into account. Sorry, turn your microphone off, please. Thanks. If you take into account the cultural and ethnicity dimension in Europe, turn off your microphone, please. Aurora, I don't know if you can help me, if you can.
Yes. I'm
Thanks.
looking for. Yes. Okay. Sorry about this.
No, don't worry. It's loud, but yeah, thanks a lot. Otherwise, it's pretty difficult for me. Yeah, speaking while there are other voices. So I was telling you my experience when I'm here in Europe, in Italy, the majority group is the white people and the Caucasian one. And so I am white, so I belong to this group, the majority group, for cultural and ethnicity dimension. At the same time, always staying here in Italy, the fact that I'm a woman, so if I consider the gender dimension, this puts me in the minority group of women. Okay, so at the same time, my identity, which is the same, I can belong to a majority group, white people in Europe, and a minority group, women, always in Europe. But when because I used to work in Africa, I used to work in Laos, in Asia, Southeast Asia, there I didn't belong to a majority group if I take the ethnicity dimension, because the fact that I was white, Caucasian, my Caucasian origin in Laos, PDR, in Laos and the Southeast Asia, or in Burkina Faso, or in Kenya, or in South Tunisia, didn't make me a person belonging to this majority group, because there, the majority group is not white people, is black people in Africa, or Laotian people in Laos. So that's why identity is a very complex concept, because our identity is composed of multiple overlapping dimensions, and our identity cannot be reduced just to a single aspect. I am just a woman. I am just a white woman. No. And let's see some categories of diversity, just some, that can help to identify ourselves. So gender dimension, age and generation, disability, culture, ethnicity, religion, background, cultural background differences. There are just some. And this is an instrument, a very nice tool that you can download from the web. There are many kind of identity wheel, but this tool can help us to identify our multiple aspects that compose our personality, our person. So just I'm giving you some example, putting me in the center of this wheel. So, but you can do the same. So my Valentina, compared to the internal dimension, of course, as an age, but my age changes every single moment. My physical ability can change, because now I stop my webinar with you, I take my car, I have an accident, and I can become people with disability, temporary or not temporary. Okay, so if I go to external dimension, my income could change, my personal habits can change, my geographic location where I live can change. I don't have any children, but tomorrow I can adopt one child and I will become mother. I'm not married, but in 2 years I will find the love of my life and I can marry me. My work experience can change. My educational background can change, etc., etc. Let's speak about the organizational dimension. So, whenever you work in your company, in your university, your seniority can change. Your department, your unit group can change. Your work content field can change. Your function can change. So, and there are just a few aspects of your identity. Let's try to imagine how many characteristics you have that can define you, your passion, your hobby, I don't know, whatever, and how many times they have changed your taste for food. Maybe when you were younger, just an example, you really didn't like to eat some food. Now you love it. I don't know. Just same an example. Okay. Now I will share with you a very nice video, which is perfect, in my opinion, for this kind of topic. It is in English, and then we will discuss about it. So have a nice vision. Just 3 minutes of video. I'll send you.
Thank you.
It's easy to put people in boxes. There's us, and there's them. The high earners, and those just getting by. Those we trust, and those we try to avoid. There's the new Danes, and those who've always been here. The people from the countryside, and those who've never seen a cow. The religious, and the self-confident. There are those we share something with, and those we don't share anything with.
Velkommen. Jeg kommer til at stille jer nogle spørgsmål i dag. Nogle af dem kan godt være lidt personlige, men jeg håber, I vil svare ærligt på dem. Hvem herinde i rummet var klassens klovn? Hvem er bonusforældre?
And then suddenly, there's us. We who believe in life after death. We who've seen UFOs. And all of us who love to dance. We who've been bullied. And we who've bullied others. And then there's us, the lucky ones who've had sex this past week. We who are broken-hearted. We who are madly in love. We who feel lonely. We who are bisexual. And we who acknowledge the courage of others. We who have found the meaning of life. And we who have saved lives. And then there's all of us who just love Denmark. So maybe there's more that brings us together than we think. TV2 Denmark. All that we share.
Okay, apart the TV Denmark, what do you think about this video? What kind of suggestion, what kind of emotion touch your heart or your mind? If you want just to share a few words, I will be glad.
Well, we are all part of an entire world, no? So like similar. So
Exactly, Aurora, yes. And did you see that in the video, people at the beginning were put in white boxes? In fact, this video is titled, Don't Put People in Boxes. These boxes are stereotypes. We have diverse identities, yes, Isaac, absolutely, but we have the last sentence that the voice share with us is maybe we have more in common than we think at the beginning. So maybe if we take few moments more to speak with other instead of remain into my stereotypes, and if I go further with curiosity, as you said, as you wrote, I can imagine that even if you are in Africa right now, isn't it? In Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda, isn't it? And me and Aurora, we are living right now in Italy, so we are very distant even from a geographical point of view. But I think I'm pretty sure that if we will have more time to speak together, we will find some that can unite, even if our identity are completely different. Absolutely. Because we have to respect, we have to see our differences. We have to recognize our authenticity. But in this authenticity, I can find some elements that I share and that I have in common with Aurora, with you, with all of you. Ugali, for instance. I mean, when I was in Kenya, I ate lots of ugali. I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's a common plate even in Tanzania or in Uganda. I think so, isn't it? Or no?
I don't know, but I have another one on food.
It is
sorry.
occurs in Tanzania as well.
Yeah.
It's common in Tanzania.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Aurora, please.
No, I was just saying about the food, the similarity or the common aspects. I was eating a lot of pap, and here in Italy we have polenta, who is really similar. So I love it with chicken. Exactly.
Yeah. With kuku. I don't speak Swahili, but few words. Yeah. So exactly. And Isaac, everyone loves steak if they are not vegetarian. Yes, of course. Yes, Isaac. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. So this video, I mean, for me, it's very useful to reflect, to think about how many dimensions we have, and we can go out from our boxes. You see people that you can trust or people that you can avoid. Because of our stereotypes, then we see that they have common points. They are step-parents, for instance, or they have been the close clone, for instance. So this is interesting for me, just to create other groups of that can create a sense of community, a sense of belonging. In a scientific word, in your scientific academy, because you share the passion, for instance, for the culture, for your topic that you have been studied since when you were young. So this is the sense. I share another kind of interaction. So what elements of your identity could you help you find common ground with others in the academic or in private sphere? And give me 1 second to go to Mentimeter again. So this is the same code. Please go to the website or use this QR code to answer. It's the same that we have used until right now. So, okay, I see some movements, and I will ask again. If you need, I can come back, but I will ask what elements of your identity could help you find common ground with others. Which kind of elements can help me to share something with other people? We spoke about food, but what kind of elements, for instance, can help you? Come on, guys. I give you other few seconds. If you don't answer, I will come back to my presentation. Okay, I like meat. Okay, thanks. Academic, research areas, private areas, food, fashion, love. Yes, exactly. Talking about interest in the professionalism or in the private sphere. Yeah, about, I think, my personal interests. I like animals, I like sport, I like dance, I like music. Yeah, could help. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, just other few seconds and then I will pass to my presentation as we don't have any more time. Okay, many thanks. So we have already speak about privilege and majority and minority groups. Other few elements to create and generate a common vocabulary. So first of all, when we speak about create a sense of belonging, create a community, we are using, if you want, some dear words coming from the diversity, equity, inclusion. But inclusion, first of all, implies respect. And respect comes from the Latin word to look, spicere in Latin. But to look another time, as we have already said, listen to our needs, look to our needs, look to our desires, and look to desires of other people. So this respect means to be able to look, to know how to look around, to notice other people, to look back, to look inside. Being able to grasp one's own needs and connect with those of others. This is very important. Respect, have regard for other people, for me and for myself and for other people. Diversity, even from Latin, diversitas, diversitatis, means to differ from. And diversity, some synonyms of diversity are variety, plurality, multiplicity. Diversity is what differs from what I know, from the majority that determines the concept of normality. What is normality? Depends. We have already seen it. Normality in Europe, if I consider the cultural dimension, is the ethnicity, origin, roots, they are white people. But here in this context, in your context, normality are Black people. In another context, normality are Asian people. Okay? So diversity is something other than me. It's the meeting with the norm, with the majority group that makes us discover our diversity. Diversity can be an added value, and for me, it is an added value, of course, but sometimes can generate conflicts or discrimination or violence. Diversity is when a mix of identities come together. This is diversity, okay? Privilege is a subject we have already speak about, is a subject belonging to a majority group, to the norm. But the majority can change according to the context. Who has the privilege? Who belongs? To a majority group is a subject that has an easier access to fundamental rights, opportunity. This is the privilege. Privilege does not mean money, does not mean success. Privilege is the easier access to opportunities, to fundamental rights. Some subject, if they belong to majority group, are more facilitated. And subject that are not discriminated or marginalized or oppressed, which are the minority group, of course. Minority groups are all these people that belong to minority groups, women, for instance, that don't have an equal access to fundamental rights, and they have to fight more to obtain this access to opportunities. And that are, at the same time, subject which are discriminated, marginalized, and oppressed. Okay? So some example of in-group and out-group. So in this case, the blue circle are the majority group, of course, and the other are the minority group. So we can find in a social ecosystem the exclusion. The majority group exclude completely the minority groups. We can find segregation. The ghetto, the Jewish people, or in South Africa, apartheid, or in US during the 50s of the last century, assimilation, which is absolutely to avoid. Everything is to avoid. The majority groups, and this is totalitarianism, wants that all other people think and act and behave as them. Integration is not so bad, but there is a kind of coexistence, but there isn't any kind of project, mutual project together. So majority group still remains separate from the minority groups. Inclusion is when the mixed really works together, and we can create a very added value. So inclusion is a deliberate process of creating the condition to make the mix work. And the mix is the diversity, of course. If diversity is a set of voices, inclusion is this deliberate process. So you have to choose to be inclusive people. Inclusion is making sure that those voices are heard and are seen and are valorized. Inclusion is a process. Diversity is a given, is a picture of the reality. Even in this webinar, if we took a picture to ourselves, we are different. Every single person here has an history, has a set of characteristics that can specify our own identity. So diversity is a given. But how to interact together, how to create this sense of community is a process that I have to decide to adopt. It's up to me, with my agency, with my capacitation, to decide to be a very inclusive person, which means that it's a training. It's not easy. Absolutely. So I will share with you another definition of inclusion. So is an advanced definition that I take from Fabrizio Canfora. Is an Italian scientist and writer. Is a neurodivergent person. He suggests to not speak about inclusion, someone who includes someone who is included. So this vertical process. But let's try to remove this narration, to change this narration. So it doesn't speak about inclusion, which is a very nice word, okay, or inclusiveness and inclusive language, but coexistence of differences. mutual coexistence among differences. Every single differences has right to exist. And other people that belong to that community have to recognize this uniqueness. But at the same time, we have to create a common space where we can, when we can try to works the mix together. Okay. So the benefits of inclusion, and this is McKinsey, Deloitte, and other prestigious Harvard, for instance, groups with more age, gender, geographic diversity make better decision up to 87% of the time. Inclusion together with a team or companies where there are high level of the difference, diversity, are a team where innovation and creativity is 20% more than other team, more homogeneous. Etc. 33% of profits more in teams with different nationalities. So, as you wrote, diversity is a richness. Even with this number shared by ultra super companies consultant. So we are, Aurora, we have 5 minutes more, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. I think that Maria, who recently joined us, is fine with this. So please, Valentina, carry on. Thank you.
A lot. Just 5 minutes, Maria. Many thanks in advance. So another important concept, the last one that I want to share with you, is equity. Let's try to define equality and equity. Equality is a very nice word, of course, but I will suggest you to think about the difference from equality and equity. So equity for me is the key word in the acronymous diversity, equity, inclusion. Why it is the key? Because equity can allow me to see the differences that equality can't. So I will speak about not equal opportunities, but equitable opportunities. Because if I give the equal opportunities to everyone, first picture, I'm not taking into account the differences among this subject. So the man who can see in this case, the football match, not the football, the baseball match, but which is a metaphor. This baseball match can be the objective of the project, can be a task. This man can easily join his goal. The second one with a box can join the same goal, but it needs support because is lower than the first man. The last man, which is smaller than the second one, doesn't need just one boxes. He would need two to join not the same, but the equitable opportunity. Then it's up to him to demonstrate that he has competencies. But me, as ecosystem, as environment, has to provide this kind of equitable opportunities.